Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Lackawanna Trail baseball. Joining us is the head coach, Todd Peters. Well, Todd, a nice start for your team this year. Weather's been tough on everybody, but you guys are putting it together right now on the field.
Yeah, everybody has been in the same shape so far. Early season, lots of rain, a lot of rescheduled games. We can't complain too much because everybody's in the same boat. But so far, we've been on the positive side of things. So that's always a good way to start off the year.
Well, tell us about your pitching staff, who you have, and what kind of experience you have for your pitchers this year at Trail.
Well, believe it or not, if you would have told me at this time of the year we'd be 4-0 in our division, I probably would think you're a little crazy, because that we're still hopefully we've found some keys to our season here. But our pitching staff has been a thing that we've been working on all year. A lot of young guys that haven't thrown before. Matt Flynn has been out for us so far this year. He's had some arm problems, and he hasn't been on the field with us, and that's a big loss for us. He's been our key guy the last 3 years, and not only on the mound but in the field with his bat. So that's been a tough way for us to start, and we've gotten through that. Found a couple diamonds in the rough. Cooper Roshak, who's our catcher, coming into the year, we didn't have a lot of experience coming back to us. Looking for the future for next year, we're losing some seniors that we did have coming back. So we talked to these guys and said, hey, you guys need to start, learning the trade this year. Get on the mound, throw some innings, and turned out that we've used him for the varsity games, and he's been doing a really good job. Same with Liam Dougherty, who is our shortstop. Didn't have him at all last year because of an injury, and got him this year and said, same thing, you got to get on the mound. We got to start working you with your arm into some games, and he's been pretty key for us too. Jonathan Zeter's a guy that we have back that comes in and he throws 2-3 innings for us when we need him. But he's a big part of our outfield. And Brian Tuft is a senior. He was one of the other guys we had back that had some experience. And he's won a couple games for us. And another young guy, Jordan Hannon, who's our other catcher, that we've been working him on the mound, and he's been doing a pretty good job for us. So, finding a lot of guys that we really didn't look at before the year started as pitchers for us, and they're getting the job done.
Todd Peters joining us on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Well, you mentioned, Todd, you come off a nice season, 14-3 last year. You did graduate so much talent. How about your defense? Tell us about the guys you have in the infield and some of the outfielders and what they're doing to help those pitchers out.
Well, again, out in the outfield, Jonathan Zeter's back with us. A guy has quite a bit of experience. We moved him out over to center field, and he's got some really good wheels and can run a lot of things down in the outfield, so he kind of anchors us in that position. Another senior, Bryan Kearney, who played right field for us last year. So, those two guys out there we do have some experience in the outfield. The other guy that we've been putting out in the outfield is a freshman, Thomas Huff Smith, and platooning a little bit with Tyler Baltersitis, two freshmen. So, hopefully get them some experience on and off this year, and we'll have them for a couple years to come. Infield-wise, we got Liam Dougherty back. He was hurt last year, so that's a big key for us at shortstop. He's a solid defensive player, and he really helps us out there in the middle, along with Billy Lee, a senior, at second base. So those two guys up the middle have helped us tremendously. On the corners, we have Jarrod Phillips taking over for Matt Flynn while he's out. He's been doing a really good job for us, not just defensively, but offensively. He's been hitting the ball really well. And then third base, we're kind of platooning some guys in and out. will depend on who's pitching. So, infield has done a pretty good job for us defensively, which really helps. And Cooper Roshak behind the plate is probably one of the better catchers in the league.
Todd, when you talk about offensive power, tell us about the guys that are stepping up, a couple guys at the plate for the Lions.
Well, like I said, Jarrod Phillips has really been doing a good job for us. He's hitting the ball really well. He's a junior, brings some power to the plate. He's a strong kid, and he's been doing a really good job with guys in scoring position and getting those guys in. Bryan Kearney, and a senior, has been hitting really well with guys on base, again, taking advantage of those opportunities to drive in runs. And Cooper Roshak and Liam Dougherty, they've both been swinging the bat really well too.
Todd, talk about Single A this year in District 2. Everybody looking up, I guess, at Old Ford. Seems like they have a lot of talent this year.
Yeah, you know what? Old Ford, no matter what, I know they graduate a lot of guys, but they're always a tough team. They're typically during the year in their league playing better competition, playing some 2A schools, 3A schools. So, they're preparing themselves pretty well during the seasons for the playoff run. So, again, no matter what's going on over there at the school, they always seem to have a good team, and they're gonna play everybody tough.
Lackawanna Trail, a little bit young, but they're out to a great start this year with head coach Todd Peters. Todd, we wish you well the rest of the season. Great to catch up with you.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it, and look forward to speaking to you again during the year.
Lackawanna Trail Lions baseball here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.